All right, guys, how you doing? Make me look good.
The opening statement, so just fire away.
Yeah, for sure. We can just hammer out questions right now. You know, unless you guys want me to make a quick 30-second synopsis. You want me to give you one?
Yeah, how's
that'd be
practice?
great.
How's
Hey,
practice?
good guys. It's been great. Been a great transition. It's been a ton of fun the last month or so getting on the court consistently with the guys. We've got a great group of guys that are I think at a real exciting point of their career where they're young players. Most of them just finished their first year, heading into their second year, or Christian second to third year, and where they can make huge improvements. And we've kind of been wrapping our arms around developing individually and getting better, and slowly putting in some team concepts that we're going to play with. And the guys seem to be picking up on things pretty quick. It's been great for me to get my hands on them and my eyes on them to kind of help them figure out their next steps in development. And we had a good month of June, and we've kind of you have 8 weeks in the summer, and we've kind of been a hodgepodge of a group a little bit because we have a lot of international guys, and that some guys had to go home and see their families and stuff like that. So we've had 4 to 6 to 7 guys here at any one time, and it's kind of varied. But I'm looking forward for having a really good July with the guys and kind of helping them make that push, getting ready for the fall.
What kind of improvements have you already seen as you've been making through the weeks?
I mean, just we've this is the time of year where individually you're willing to maybe tinker with the guy's shooting technique, or help them with some plan on finishing 2-point shots, and just kind of attacking maybe past areas of weakness and trying to find opportunities for growth. And so individually we've been handling just a lot of technique stuff, and then as a team just kind of getting them to understand techniques and maybe in my terminology, and to being able to make decisions on the fly.
Justin and Pella, what do they bring to the team, and what made you want them?
Well, both are are really talented players, and I think both are great kids with very good personalities. Pella, had a really good freshman year at Utah, and has a high basketball IQ and a tremendous body, and it's a real high potential. And the last month's been great, with him and watching him grow. And I think he's a guy that can play in any program in the country. Justin, brings us experience, and he actually brings us a little pizzazz and a little personality. He's really outgoing, and he had a great career at George Mason and was really well coached, and had a good season at Georgia last year. And I think we're going to be hopefully the recipient of some of his best basketball.
Has there been anybody that stood out to you, maybe that shocked you a little bit?
Shane Noel. I mean, I've been really happy with him. He came in, and and obviously not being able to see him recruiting, because nobody could really be out the last year and a half, and just getting with him on the court, and he's an amazing kind of a gentle old soul, on the court, really easy to be around, but just he's gifted on the court, and and he's been a quick learner. So I'm really looking forward. I don't know what that means for minutes, immediately for next year, but it looks great going forward for his Arizona career.
Do you expect to have everybody back after the FIBA World Cup?
We'll have some guys that'll probably their 8 weeks will almost be up, so we'll give them a break, and other guys will be just starting their 8 weeks. So, but when you say everybody back, I don't know if everybody will be back here practicing at one time, but that's fine. I mean, we're kind of individually attacking things and putting in bits and pieces of how we're going to play, systematically at both ends of the floor. So the foundational pieces will be there, I think, for us to make a big jump come September.
What do you think about that event? It looks like at least 3 guys are going to be there.
Those events those international FIBA events are great. They're guys are competing for their country, so they're playing with passion. They're super competitive, and my experience from them is it's really been a big kind of a springboard for a great next season. So I'm looking forward to following those guys, and Coach Murphy will probably go over and be there in person and watch them and support them.
Are you still looking to add more players?
We're always looking. You know of any?
I think there's a few out there.
We have 2 scholarships open at the moment, and we've been pretty methodical in our approach, and the chances of us filling them all is probably not likely, but you never know. I mean, we're keeping our eyes and our ears open, and if we think we can add a piece or two that can really help this team, we'll do it.
Do you think 11 would be enough for this
I mean,
season?
I don't know. I mean, it's cutting it pretty thin, but I'm not going to bring in somebody unless I think that that they really add to the mix here. And there's been a lot of changes in these guys, lives this year, and so I'm trying to be really mindful of that, and and for the guys that came back to Arizona and the guys that decided just to come here, I want to do the best job I can delivering on the opportunities, that we talked about in recruiting.
The front court specifically, do you feel like this could work? I mean, with the guys if you had to, maybe if you had foul trouble or injuries, maybe move some of the
I mean, I guess anything could work, but obviously we're, keeping our eyes to see if there are any other good options out there. Right now, traditionally in the past, I've been really comfortable playing, two bigs together, and so having another guy might, give us a little more depth at that position and more opportunity to do that. But if we don't, I feel like we have, guards with good size, and we could play, our own version of small ball, and I think we can be pretty good at it.
Now, these last
Are you
few
taking into
weeks,
consideration the pending sanctions that would factor into roster size?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think but here's the problem. I'm not Nostradamus. I can't predict what's going to happen. So you're just trying to be mindful, and my job is to help this group maximize its opportunity to, in my first year here, build a great foundation that could be a springboard for things going forward. And we want to be adaptable to whatever situation, is handed down to us. And so I'm trying to be mindful for sure.
How's your transition been so far? Getting used to working here at McHale, settling into the community, working with your assistants?
It's been great. I mean, it's one of those deals. I think we're over a couple months in now, and it feels like I've always been here. And the support from the athletic department's been great. The assistance from the guys with Arizona ties that have remained on the staff have been great. Having some of my old Gonzaga, contacts down here with me has also been nice too. So it's been great. And the city of Tucson, I mean, I should say, is it a city or a town? I don't know, but I'm a small town guy. So I've been very comfortable here, and my wife and daughters, arrived a couple weeks ago, so it's been a lot of fun.
Well, I guess Dave was saying there has been some kind of guidance on the whole NIL thing from the school as far as the plan.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, there's been, the school has definitely, put a ton of work behind the scenes at, trying to wrap our arms around this. The thing with the NIL, nobody knows exactly what it's going to look like. I mean, right now, the NCAA doesn't. No school can tell you they know exactly what it's going to look like. I just know what I'm trying to think about is, moving forward as the dust settles, I think Arizona is going to be in a great position, to support our student athletes in the name, image, and likeness arena.
what are your general thoughts on?
Well, I mean, listen, I think it's great. The best analogy that I've heard on it is, years ago, an Olympic athlete, couldn't be on the box of Wheaties till after the Olympics, right? And so you had these world-class athletes that were basically training and living off peanuts, and then, they were able to get their name, image, and likeness and do endorsements, and it's really helped their livelihoods and, careers. So, now, I mean, I think that's how I'm equating it for us, as our student athletes are going to be able to take advantage of, their ability to promote products or, things of that nature if companies are willing to ask them. And so I think it's a great thing. I mean, there's a lot of unknowns, but I'm 100% supportive. And like I said, I think Tucson and the University of Arizona are going to be very well positioned in that market going forward once it kind of gets established.
Do you have any guess as to what's the most likely thing for your guys? Like maybe a couple of them sponsor something on Twitter or or Instagram or whatever. Or TikTok,
I mean,
where
I
do you think they could do autograph signings around town?
yeah, I don't even want to guess. I mean, all those things are options, or showing up on a billboard. I mean, all those things seem like viable options to me. So I'm gonna let the experts handle that, and I'm just gonna try to focus on here, because at the end of the day, the name, image, and likeness is great, but I think the best thing they can do for their brand, so to speak, is perform well on the court in a winning program, and so that's what I'm going to try to help them do.
Have there been any surprises for you over the last few weeks with regards to just being here?
No, not really. I think I was surprised how busy I've been. But other than that, it's been great, and I feel like I've been prepared for the transition. I've definitely got great support, for people around me, and I feel good moving forward. I'm looking forward to getting out on the road and recruiting a little bit this summer, and seeing how that kind of shakes out, and then I'm really looking forward to starting like fall camp and putting together a winning team.